speakers, one of the singers was Theodore Bickel, who I had heard in Sound of Music in Boston with Mary Martin.
He played Tevye
And
Fiddler on the Roof.
yeah, and Bickel was a teenager when the Nazis took over Vienna and knew all the divisions there and had escaped, but certainly in the Holocaust most of his family must have died. But he talked to us and to the SNCC people who had organized it about what it was like in the 30s as a teenager, seeing this madness develop and being convinced that everyone around you was convinced this is crazy, it's bound to fall. Nobody's really going to buy this. But nobody except the communists and a few crazy anarchists organized any resistance. Anyway, Bickel spoke, and I was impressed with that. Then Seeger introduced a friend. Then came a very strange, almost sad little white teenager. He was dressed as if he had just come down from the hills of Carroll County. A wave of nervousness, almost apprehension, spread through the audience. Some of the SNCC singers on the platform seemed unconcerned about the man, and Pete Seeger was very friendly with him. Finally, he was introduced. I'd never heard of him. I asked Jeanette, my wife then, to repeat the name. She did. Bob Dylan. He's risking his life. He is unknown, except for a few people in Greenwich Village. I couldn't understand the words he spoke. Then he began to sing. Again, it was hard to catch the words, and the voice was awful. Besides which, he was frequently flowing an almost tune or wheeze on a harmonica held up to his face by some contraption around his shoulders. Thus he could play his guitar, sing, blow the harmonica, and thump his feet all at the same time. This really impressed the teenagers, but it didn't reach me. The older blacks just sort of nodded their heads in a most paternalistic fashion, as if to say, well, he sure is sincere, even if he can't sing so well. There this Dylan stood in the company of Theodore Bickel, Pete Seeger, and the SNCC Freedom Singers. He didn't seem to be embarrassed to be in such company, but I was embarrassed for him. His singing was so bad it made me feel uncomfortable. Then I finally made enough adjustments that I could hear the words. Once I began to understand them, the singer and his song gained power, even a strange beauty. Dylan sang his own song, a ballad of the times in Mississippi. A bullet from the bush took Medgar Evers' blood. A bullet from the back of the bush took Medgar Evers' blood. A finger fired the trigger to his name. They handled it, they. Second sentence, conspiracy. They handled it out in the dark. The hand set the spark. Two eyes took the aim behind a man's brain, but he can't be blamed, for he's only a pawn in their game.